Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dietrich, and today we are test driving a brand new 2025 Acura RDX. This particular RDX happens to be an A-Spec Advance model. It is the top of the line. However, regardless of which model of RDX you select, you're going to get the same running gear. You have a 2-liter turbocharged engine, 272 horsepower, 10-speed automatic transmission, and super handling all-wheel drive. That is standard on all new RDXs. And quite frankly, this is probably one of the best driving compact SUVs you can get until you get into the very high performance variants of, say, a Porsche Macan or BMW X3, you know, an X3M, something like that. Those would be notably better than an RDX, but also notably more expensive. This car has very good acceleration. The chassis feels extremely tight. It's always felt that this generation of the RDX, which is actually, to be honest, growing quite a bit old now, but it's always kind of felt like a rally car, a fancy rally car on stilts to me. If you push it hard, the steering gives decent feedback and good feel. The 4-cylinder turbo engine is probably the most energetic one in the class. You know, the base 4-cylinder turbos in a GLC 300, a Porsche Macan, a GLC Mercedes, they don't feel as quick as an RDX does. And you have the super handling all-wheel drive as standard since the 2024 model year, which gives you a torque vectoring rear differential that moves the power from side to side on the rear axle to kind of push you through a turn. I'm not going to be able to get anywhere near the speeds that you would feel that on this test drive just because I'm on surface streets. But if you are an aggressive driver on the freeway, like a freeway on-ramp or interchange or something like that, like a Cloverleaf interchange, and you push a car, an Acura with the super handling all-wheel drive through that, you can feel the car kind of rotating itself through the turn. And you can even pull up a little graphic on the screen that'll show you how much power is going to which wheel. You're probably not going to be paying very much attention to that if you're doing the kind of speeds where you actually kick in the super handling all-wheel drive, but it's there if you want to look. The ride is a little bit on, I would say, the stiffer side. The chassis is more biased towards handling than it is towards ride comfort in an RDX, which to me is not a bad thing. However, because this is an A-Spec Advance, if I play with the dynamic modes and put it in comfort, it does smooth the ride out a little bit because I have the adaptive dampers in this car. The adaptive dampers don't make a massive difference. It's not like air suspension or anything like that, but it does soften the ride up a little bit when you put it into comfort, and it firms it up a little bit when you go into the what they call the normal mode. And then if you put it in the sport mode, the whole car kind of wakes up, and it does stiffen the suspension if you have an Advance or an A-Spec Advance. And you also have a little bit sharper throttle response, and the transmission will react a little bit more quickly to try to keep the car at higher RPM. You can also put the transmission in a sport mode by pushing the D/S button right there, and that will kind of separately from the dynamic mode make the car hold a higher gear, and it'll also give you better use of the paddle shifters that the car has. But I'm just going to put it back into regular drive and back into normal mode. This is a brand new car with 9 miles on it, so I'm not going to be hammering it or trying to redline it or anything. I will leave it to the first owner to make that decision if they want to do that. But yeah, as always, an RDX is a very nice car to drive. Admittedly, driving-wise, really nothing has changed since 2024. Same engine, same transmission, same super handling all-wheel drive system, same suspension. They made a few cosmetic changes on the 25s. I will be doing a full review video, and I'll put a link to that in the description and the pinned comment so that you can see more of the differences. This is a very nice vehicle to drive. It is very roomy. It's very competitive price-wise as far as the features that you get for the money that you pay. But it is starting to show its age a little bit. Even in this highest trim level RDX, I still have analog gauges. It's not a fully digital gauge cluster. It's red in this one since it's an A spec, but you can't change it. There's a screen there that shows you some information, but the gauges themselves are analog. Still not a touchscreen. They're still sticking with the True Touch pad, which a lot of people on the internet complain about. I don't mind it so much because I find that the voice controls in this car are among the best that there are in any vehicle. You know, for example, satellite channel 10.
Playing channel 10, pop 2K.
We'll turn that down so we don't get a copyright strike. Oh no, Kid Rock. Go to 2775 Mesa Verde Drive East, Costa Mesa, California.
Here is more information for 2775 Mesa Verde Drive East. Would you like to begin the route?
No. Ba-doop. So, whenever I'm driving an Acura with the True Touch pad, I don't really interact with the pad that much unless I have to change the settings. All the kind of normal stuff that I do, I'll do with the voice commands, either to the Acura system itself, or if you push and hold that for about 2 seconds, if you have your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto hooked up, you'll activate either Siri or OK Google or whatever to use voice commands for your cell phone to tell it to do stuff. So I find the infotainment system here to be pretty usable. It does have a little bit of a steeper learning curve than some of the other models that have touchscreens, but overall it's decent. The stereo in this car is very, very good. The ELS 16 speaker surround sound system is phenomenal, to be quite frank. So there's a lot to like about this car. It's probably getting close to needing a redesign, at least as far as the tech goes. But driving wise, I don't know, it's still right up there with the class leaders when it comes to, you know, if you're looking for a small luxury SUV that's closer to the sporting end of the scale than the comfort end of the scale, and you're not trying to pay, you know, 80 grand for a Macan with a 6-cylinder, or, you know, a fancy X3 or a GLC 43 or whatever, then this is probably one of the best choices that you can get. And with all that being said, I'm going to go film my review on this car. Thank you so much for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and have a great day. Bye-bye.